Hey everyone, I hope you're staying warm during this winter season. If you're currently in the US, watch out because this weekend is going to hammer most of the region with inches of snow. Um, and if this doesn't sound like it was recorded on Monday, it's because it wasn't. This was a pre-recorded video, but it will be released on Monday, 26th. For my one-on-one coaching members, thank you so much. Without you, I really appreciate everything you've done as far as your goals are concerned. And this is a video for you, as well as my ADT community. Much love to those guys constantly uh, going hard on their goals, and they're part of the mastermind.com program with Dean. And thank you to the thank you to the Write That Thing book community, the support group, because I love seeing this new community thrive and grow as they start to write their own books. Um, this video is going to be short and sweet and to the point. I'm not here to sell anything. I really just want to kind of take you through the steps of how I use the 90 Day Simple Progress System to finish two books in 1 week without burning out, and also having a lot of school days out with my son, who is also home with me. So, what did I do? First, let's talk about why I'm here. I'm not here to motivate you or sell you anything. I just want to show you what I actually did last week to finish two books. One children's book, my son and I both worked together on, and one adult book using the 90 Day Simple Progress System. During this week, life wasn't perfect at all. Snow days, parenting fatigue, they were definitely present. And no, I'm not superhuman. Like, I'm human just like the rest of you. But what problems was I trying to solve last week? Well, my biggest issue wasn't my writing ability. I created blocks, specifically 25-minute blocks with 5 minute incremental times for breaks, so I could write. It was decision fatigue, overthinking, and starting too many things. I literally was focused on writing, but because I knew there was next steps, I would focus also on the book cover. I would also focus on the publishing company. I would also focus on the marketing aspect and how to sell and how to get reviews. So what I did was I went back to my 90 day simple progress system, and I really just took it one step at a time. I know most of us are very logistic mode oriented. We're planning instead of executing. We're waiting for clarity, and we're trying to do everything alone. That's why I focus so much on and so heavily on delegation. Delegation matters. And listen, the 90 day system, I'm not going to explain every cell or every detail. I just want to go over four components. One is a clear outcome. I want to show you how I finished my son's book. I want to show you how I finished my own manuscript. And I didn't try to build a business during this time as well. I didn't even try to market. All I did was I picked one outcome at a time. And listen, I wasn't asking myself every day, hey, did you write today? Did you write today? No, I was asking, did I move the project forward this week? That's all. It helped me reduce guilt and pressure. But what are some visible actions? Well, my writing sessions were blocks instead of routine, strict daily increments. It was, hey, we have a creative session or creative block. What do you want to do in this creative block? Well, let's get this book finished. Editing blocks were we separated the two. So the creative aspect was just letting it flow, and the editing process was more logistics. So I called up my editing team. I said, hey, listen, I have a block open this coming day. Let's edit these chapters, and you tell me what we think, and we brainstorm. I also read my children's book with my son. We wrote it, and we read it, and we thought about illustrations in the process. But progress wasn't impressive for me. It was visible. It was like, hey, I could see it moving the needle. So yes, there was constraints. I had snow days. I was a parent. I was working out at the same time. My diet has increased significantly. I started my diet back in December, and so far I've lost about 20 pounds, and I'm excited about that. But that took a toll on me too. So doing all of this and my therapy sessions, my groups, my energy. I have to conserve my energy. There's energy limits. It worked. So the system I built now with the 90-day simple progress system, it's it's not here to replace anything or ignore life. It's here to work with life in a sense because life is unpredictable. So why not have a system that understands that and helps you create blocks for it? So let's get into it. What I didn't do last week, I didn't focus on building a book cover. I didn't focus on making a website. I didn't try to call my management team and say, hey, I need you to put me on 10 podcasts this week. We're ready to roll out. No. What I did is I just removed everything that looked productive. And I said, hey, what's going to help me finish? That's all I cared about. So, what were the results? Well, we got two books completed. Um, the time I spent on it was fragmented into blocks instead of restrictive routines, and my energy was preserved. You know, I delegated everything I didn't want to my hands on, and I focused on just being creative. And plus, I strengthened my relationship with my team and my son. So, in closing, before we close, actually, let me take you through the steps here of what I actually did. So, obviously, there's about I want to say about six tabs in this sheet. And again, if you're part of the one-on-one coaching program, you have this plus some. If you're part of the ADT community, I definitely dropped this in your lap maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And with my new community, the Write That Thing book community, I'm sure they have this as well. So what's in this? Well, let's not focus too many sheets. Let's just focus on what's important. The North Star goals. Here, you're just going to create 3 to 5 goals. For me personally, I usually just put one or two. An example of that could be publishing a book, and this is a 90-day outcome, by the way. It's very specific and measurable. And why does it matter to me? To me, I want to create leverage and open new opportunities for my family. And what's the 90-day outcome? Well, it's a book published and it's shared with 10 people. Listen, if you have a larger than life goal, we're not going to put that here. We're going to go all the way to the sixth and most creative sheet in this document, and that's the parking lot sheet. Why is this called the parking lot? Well, for me, I like think of an idea every 60 seconds. So when that idea pops up, before I start implementing on it, I put it over here. For example, partnering with a developing country like Nicaragua. Well, if I want them to have my book and be able to write their own books in a developing country, first I have to focus on writing my own book. So let's revisit this after the goal is complete. Or if we can scroll back over to the North Star goals, we'll see that that 90-day outcome can lead to looking at some of those ideas in the future. But let's zoom out on that 90-day outcome. Let's go over to the next sheet. An example could be, hey, for the first month, I just want to focus on the book. Let's finish the draft. Month two, let's publish it. And month three, let's promote it. That's 90 days. But what do we do after that? Well, if we go over to sheet three, we can break that into weekly increments. Hey, listen, January 18th, which is Sunday, and January 24th in a few days at the end of this week. This is really important because now you can see, hey, each week, what am I doing to move my project forward? What is your primary focus? Let's do one or two primary focuses. What are your top three actions for that primary focus? And did you complete the task? If you completed 2 or 3 actions, this week counts. So I just wanted to put that out there. Let's not focus too much on this sheet. This is daily minimums. This is very nervous system friendly for the ADHD guys out there, guys and girls out there. I know you want to really drill into your day to day momentum. Listen, for me, this works because I have blocks that I utilize, like my move blocks and my creative blocks and my outreach blocks. But really, we just want to focus on one or two tasks. We were not going to dive too deep into that. And going back to the parking lot or the mental relief tab, listen, if you have an idea, just park it right here. There's going to be 100 ideas that's going to flood you. EPT types, entrepreneurial personality types, we're always flooded with ideas. So if this has helped you or anyone else that you know, please don't hesitate to share it with somebody, family or friends, or even your clients. Say, hey, listen, one of my mentors or one of my program leads created this program, and I love to share it with you. If this has helped you, please share it and definitely review it. You know, tag me on Facebook or Instagram. Say, hey, listen, this is what I used this week that helped me create my book, my podcast, my coaching program, my 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 course, whatever it is that you're trying to develop. This is just a helpmate in a sense. I hope you guys have a good weekend, a good rest of your week. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll talk to you soon. So have a good day.